Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So regarding flow net, actually flow net consists of two pairs of curve. One is flow lines and another one is equipotential line. Those two lines are actually perpendicular to each other. So that forms a set of squares, right? So path along which the water flows is your flow line, and line joining points of equal head on different flow lines is equipotential line. And Laplace equation is used for graphical representation of your flow net. And we have seen different properties of flow net also, right? And then what are the applications of flow net? So in that we derived an equation for calculating the seepage. So the formula is, what's the formula for calculating seepage? Q is equal to KH into NF by ND. So we derived that formula also, and then using this flow net you can also calculate hydrostatic pressure. So hydrostatic pressure is generally represented by the letter U. And what is U is equal to? U is equal to gamma W into H. So 1 minute. So your hydrostatic pressure is equal to U, which is represented as gamma W, unit weight of water, into head difference. So that is what hydraulic pressure. And also you can calculate seepage. So seepage means it occurs through soil. Okay, so flow of water which is happening through soil. So you can calculate seepage pressure also. So seepage pressure is generally represented as rho s. 1 minute. So seepage pressure is also calculated as gamma W into H. So here H is the head difference, right? And we can even calculate exit gradient. So what is exit gradient? Exit gradient means, see, there will be a dam. So in underneath the dam, in few conditions, see if this is a dam, there will you will be having number of hydraulic gradient, and if this is the upstream side and water level is here and this is your downstream side, so at the downstream point your flow will be having a hydraulic gradient. So what is exit gradient? Exit gradient means the hydraulic gradient I which is existing at the toe portion of your dam. Okay, so that is what the exit gradient is. So how much amount of exit gradient is there at the tail water condition? So that also you can calculate using flow net. And next phenomena is piping. So what is piping? So piping means flow of water underneath the foundation. So underneath the foundation of any hydraulic structure along with soil particles. So water flows and then along through the foundation body. So if this is the dam, this is your foundation. So underneath the dam structure, flow of water happens. See, the water alone will not flow. ఈ ఫ్లో అయ్యే వాటర్ దాంతో పాటు సాయిల్ పార్టికల్ ని కూడా తీసుకెళ్ళిపోతుంది. So as the time passes, what happens? The entire foundation will get eroded. So ఒక పైప్ లాగా లేదంటే ఒక ఛానల్ లాగా డ్యామ్ బాడీ కింద ఫామ్ అయిపోయింది. సో ఇప్పుడు ఇలాంటి ఒక హాలో స్ట్రక్చర్ డ్యామ్ ఫౌండేషన్ కింద క్రియేట్ అయిపోతే మనకి ఏమైంది, దీనివల్ల నష్టం ఏంటి? This dam will not get any stability. Then the dam will topple down or there will be a overturning. Okay, so ఈ dam foundation మొత్తం disturb అయింది. So that phenomena is called piping. So flow of water through the foundation of any hydraulic structure along with soil particles. So it's a kind of erosion only. Okay, so erosion అంటే ఏంటి? ఉత్త వాటర్ మాత్రం ఫ్లో అయితే దాన్ని వాటర్ ఫ్లో అంటాం. So erosion అంటే along with the soil particles or along with the sediments, if the water flows, dani erosion antam. So normal ga neel matram velte adi water flow, just a water flow. Okay. So in piping, the same phenomena occurs. So along with the flowing water or along with the leaking water, soil particles are also getting eroded. Okay. So piping failure occurs when the water flowing through the foundation of hydraulic structure has a very high hydraulic gradient such that it carries soil particle along it. So ఈ వాటర్ నార్మల్ గా ఫ్లో అయిందనుకో there will not be a problem. సో అది అంత ఫోర్స్ ఉండదు, అది ఇక్కడ ఉన్న సాయిల్ అంతా ఎరోడ్ చేయదు. Whereas if it has a very high hydraulic gradient, ఆ ఫ్లో అయ్యే వాటర్ సాయిల్ పార్టికల్ ని కూడా తీసుకెళ్ళిపోయింది. Okay, so that is what piping. So as a result of piping, okay, pipe like cavity will be formed in the body of your foundation. So as a result, a pipe shaped channel is formed in the foundation of dam, weirs, etc. And ఈ పైపింగ్ ఫెయిలియర్ ని ఎలా అవాయిడ్ చేస్తాం? సో ఇక్కడ మనకి ఏం ప్రాబ్లం, వాటర్ ఫ్లో ఏది మాత్రం కాదు, ఈ సాయిల్ పార్టికల్ వచ్చేదే మనకు మేజర్ ప్రాబ్లం. సో హౌ కెన్ యూ ప్రివెంట్ flow of any solid particle? So you can take an example of the sewage system provided at your house. So water మాత్రమే వెళ్ళాలి, ఏ డ్రైనేజ్ అయినా ఏ సీవేజ్ అయినా. సో ఇప్పుడు దాంట్లో సాలిడ్ పార్టికల్స్ ఫ్లో అవ్వకూడదు అంటే మీరు ఏం చేస్తారు? వాట్ విల్ యూ డూ? హలో, so you can take example of any pipe, any sewage system at your home. ఒక వాష్ బేసిన్ ఉంది, సో దాంట్లో మీరు హ్యాండ్ వాష్ చేసిన తర్వాత మొత్తం వాటర్ మాత్రమే వెళ్ళాలి. సో సాలిడ్ పార్టికల్స్ అంతా అక్కడే స్టే చేయాలి. అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారు? హలో,
స్ట్రైనర్ పెడతాం.
స్ట్రైనర్ పెడతారు. వెరీ గుడ్. సో యూ విల్ బి యూజింగ్ సమ్ ఫిల్టర్, రైట్? సో దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ బీయింగ్ ఎంఫసైజ్డ్ హియర్. సో ఇఫ్ యూ విష్ టు ప్రివెంట్ ద ఫ్లో ఆఫ్ సాయిల్ పార్టికల్స్, provide filters. Okay. So here filter means it is not made of a mesh or iron. It is just a graded soil particles only. Okay. So ikkada suppose if fine grain soil are flowing, so you can prevent them by providing filters made of a differently graded soil particle only. So soil provide chesi soil ni filter chestunnam. Okay. సో ఫైన్ గ్రెయిన్ సాయిల్ ఫ్లో అవుతుందంటే దాని ఒక కోర్స్ గ్రెయిన్ ఫిల్టర్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేసి ఆ ఫైన్ గ్రెయిన్ సాయిల్ అంతా ఆ గ్యాప్ లోనే రిటైన్ చేస్తున్నాం. ఓకే, సో దీస్ డేస్ యూ మైట్ హావ్ స్టడీడ్, సో మెనీ పీపుల్ ఆర్ డూయింగ్ రీసెర్చెస్ టు ఫిల్టర్ వాటర్ న్యాచురలీ బై పోరింగ్ ఇట్ త్రూ సాయిల్ మీడియంస్. ఓకే, సో డిఫరెంట్ పెబల్స్ లేదంటే ఇంకా గ్రావెల్స్ అలా డిఫరెంట్ గ్రేడ్ ఆఫ్ సాయిల్ నే అరేంజ్ చేసి దాంట్లో నుంచి వాటర్ పోస్తే so you can get a pure water. So ala chaala mandi ippudu try chestunnaru. In the same phenomena here also some graded soil particles are provided so as to prevent the movement of soil particles. Okay, so ela appudu ee filter ki provide chese particle ni ela design cheyali? So that also matters, right? So how big the particle has to be, appudante daniki you have to propose some relationship. So let us see those relationships also. See here, could you see the figure? So this is a dam. If there is any gap or if there is any crack or something, water slowly seeps in to the body of the dam. Okay, as the passage continues and it continues, it starts eroding the soil also along with the water. Okay, appudu ikkada unna soil anta erode avana emaidi ఈ ఛానల్ తో విత్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతూ వెళ్తుంది. సో యాజ్ అ రిజల్ట్ యూ విల్ బి గెటింగ్ a huge pipe and entire dam structure collapses. So this happens sometimes through the body of dam, sometimes through the foundation. Okay, so ikkada chudu formation of cavity within the body, here formation of cavity in the foundation. Okay, రెండిట్లో ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది. సో ఇలా ఫామ్ అయ్యేదనే పైపింగ్ అని చెప్తున్నారు. ఓకే, so I told you, right, we have to design filters. So how to know the filter particle size? So filter lo use chese gravel lo sand lo dan particle size ni ela decide chesedi? So we need to make a study over it. So how can we decide the particle size? We know what kind of particles is flowing కదా. సో డ్యామ్ కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఆ డ్యామ్ ఎంబాంక్మెంట్ మొత్తం కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేస్తున్నారంటే దే విల్ బి ఫిల్లింగ్ ద సాయిల్. సో ఫిల్ చేసిన సాయిల్ తో గ్రేడేషన్ తెలుసు. ఓకే, సో ఇఫ్ యూ కమ్ బ్యాక్ హియర్, they might have used some soil to make this dam. So they might have studied about that soil. So appudu aa soil to grain size distribution ani telusu kada. So just use that grain size distribution to decide the particle size of your filter. Okay, so filters are the layers of pervious material which permits flow of water. So whenever you provide strainer in your sink, what happens? Water flows, only solid particles are arrested. The same way here also, this pervious material allow flow of water, but it prevents movement of soil particles. And how to decide their particle size? There is one thumb rule that permeability of filter. So no filter anedi kuda it's a kind of coarse grain particles only. So oka gravel or sand ayi undochu. So dan permeability ela untadante K of filter must be 25 times greater than the permeability of base material. So base material ante ఏ పార్టికల్ ఫ్లో ఎరోడ్ అయ్యి వెళ్తుందో, లేదంటే నువ్వు ఏ పార్టికల్ తో ఎరోషన్ ని స్టాప్ చేయాలి అని అనుకుంటున్నావు, సో దాని పర్మియబిలిటీ ఎంత ఉందో, సో కే ఆఫ్ బేస్ మెటీరియల్ అని తీసుకుంటాం. సో ఇప్పుడు మన డ్యామ్ క్రియేట్ అయ్యింది కదా ఆ సాయిల్, సో దట్ సాయిల్ ఇస్ యువర్ బేస్ మెటీరియల్. సో యూ నీడ్ టు ప్రివెంట్ ఇట్స్ ఎరోషన్. సో దీని పర్మియబిలిటీ ఎలా ఉండాలంటే ఈ ఫిల్టర్ మీడియం తో పర్మియబిలిటీ 25 times greater than that of base material. So base material తో permeability కన్నా 25 times greater ఉండాలి. ఓకే, సో ఇప్పుడు దీని permeability 5 units అని తీసుకుంటే more than 125 units ఉండాలి. ఓకే, that thumb rule has to be maintained. Okay, so how these filters are being provided? So you can see here through this phreatic line your water is flowing from the upstream to the downstream side. So appudu ee filter ante em chestaru? So filter ante you are providing some coarse grained particles. So generally dams are constructed using cohesive soil or else using concrete. Okay, so concrete use chestaru or else they go for some cohesive soil. So total earth dam ante cohesive soils maintain chestaru. So cohesive soils are which has very high sea value. So alanti soil ki use cheste this entire dam body will be impermeable kada. So impermeable ante water ni vadaladu. So all the water is retained on the upstream. But still, if any cracks develop within the dam body, then this flow occurs. అలా జరిగేటప్పుడు ఏం చేయొచ్చు అంటే you can provide a drainage. So a drainage ante it is not a like what you are seeing here. So this drainage is generally constructed with some material. So నువ్వు ఏం చేస్తున్నావంటే మొత్తంగా వాటర్ ని అరెస్ట్ చేయట్లేదు, you are making your flow to happen in a desired fashion. ఓకే, సో నువ్వే ఏం చేస్తున్నావంటే ఇక్కడ లీక్ అయ్యే వాటర్ అంతా ఈ డ్రైనేజ్ లో కలెక్ట్ చేసుకొని you are safely discharging it into the downstream. Okay, so if this drain is not provided, the water will keep on following its own path and it totally disturbs the dam body. Instead, they provide filter and then they drain off the water safely to the downstream. So how this filters are provided? So coarse grain particles are being arranged over here. So ikkada ippudu water vastadi. So water will compare. So here permeability is very low, whereas here the permeability is very high. Appudu em chestadi water? Idi easy way kada water ki. So water chooses this path and tries to escape out through this coarse grain medium. Okay, because here permeability is very low. So water always prefers a high permeability for its travel. Then only it can easily escape out. అందువల్ల ఏం చేస్తుంది అంటే వాటర్ ఈ హై పర్మియబిలిటీ చూస్ చేసుకొని ఇలా బయటకు వచ్చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో యువర్ డ్యామ్ బాడీ విల్ బి సేఫ్. And one more thumb rule is also there. generally this particle size. So particle size of, because permeability is governed by particle size. Okay, smaller the particles, less permeability. So larger the particles, greater will be the permeability. So generally permeability, or sorry, particle size of your filter, so D15. D15 means 15% of particles passing is passing through this size. Okay, or is greater than this size. So adi D15 ani. So D15 of filter must be greater than 5 times D15 of base material. సో ఈ డ్యామ్ కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేశారు కదా, ఆ పార్టికల్ తో గ్రైన్ సైజ్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ కర్వ్ నుంచి D15 ఎంత అని క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తారు. సో మీరు ఎలా D10 D30 ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తున్నారో అలాగే D15 కూడా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేసుకోవాలి. అండ్ యూ నీడ్ టు మెయింటైన్ యువర్ ఫిల్టర్స్ D15 యాజ్ గ్రేటర్ దెన్ 5 times of this base materials D15. సో ఇది 2 mm వస్తుందంటే, సో 2 5s are ఇది 2 mm వస్తుంది అనుకుంటాం ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. సో ఇఫ్ దిస్ ఇస్ 2 mm, then they make sure that it is greater than 10 mm. అలా మెయింటైన్ చేసుకోవడానికి ట్రై చేస్తారు. సో ఇన్ సచ్ ఎ ఫ్యాషన్ దే చూస్ దిస్ ఫిల్టర్ మెటీరియల్. ఓకే, అండ్ one more criteria is there which is based on D15 and D85 ratio. So just go through that formula also. ఆ రెండిని filter criteria అని చెప్తారు, right? So now we move on to our next topic, compaction. So what is compaction? Hello, what is compaction? We all know that soil has 3 phases, kadama? So the soil is a 3-phase medium, so which has solid particles, and water is there, and air is also there. So if I draw as a 3-phase, so solid, water, air is there, right? So what is compaction? Whenever I apply load on soil, initially what happens? Air will try to escape out. Okay, so expulsion of air out of soil. So this is soil. So expulsion of air out of soil by application of compressive load is compaction. Okay, so air is removed during compaction, right? So it is a phenomena of compressing soil mass by expelling air from voids. So during compaction, air escapes out. So appudu compaction ayyetapudu soil to volume emayiddamma? Chandu, what happens to volume of soil? See, air is escaping. Huh? Yes.
Volume of decreases.
Very good. So volume of soil decreases because air is escaping out. So soil get compacted. So volume decreases. So initial ga ikkada unna volume. So initial ga ikkada undante. So the new volume will be somewhere here. Okay. And as a result, its density increases because what is density? Mass by volume. So as Chandu is saying, volume decreases. So volume anedi denominator lo undi. So when volume decreases, then what happens to your density? So density increases. Okay, so this is the major expectation out of compaction. You wish to increase the density. That is why we are applying compressive load above soil. Okay, so as a result of compaction, we can improve the engineering property of soil or mechanical behavior of soil. So mechanical behavior ante enti? So danto strength carrying capacity, bearing capacity avanni improve cheyochu. So as a result of compaction, you can increase shear strength, stability and bearing capacity of your soil. So what is shear strength, stability and all we will be discussing in our forthcoming units. And also because of compaction, your compressibility decreases. Okay. So ఎందుకంటే సాయిల్ లో ఉన్న కుషన్ అయిన ఎయిర్ పోర్షన్ మొత్తం నువ్వు రిమూవ్ చేసేస్తున్నావు. So soil becomes harder and all the particles will come together. So its compressibility decreases. Okay, because all air voids are removed, so its compressibility has decreased. And its permeability also decreases. Why? Previously it has many voids, so it allows easy passage of water. Whereas now all the particles are arranged closer. So what happens to your permeability? So void spaces has reduced, and hence obviously permeability decreases. Okay. So because of compaction, strength increases, whereas compressibility and permeability decreases. Okay. So could you understand what is compaction?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the phenomena of compressing soil by removing air out of it. And what are the major applications of compaction? So when do we go for compaction? Have you ever seen people compacting soil? Hello? Have you ever seen people compacting soil? Yes, tell me. ఎప్పుడు కాంపాక్ట్ చేస్తారు?
During road construction.
Very good. So whenever they construct road, then we used to go for compacting the road surface. So first subgrade has to be compacted, then only we can start constructing our roads. Okay. So, and also not only in the road construction, wherever you are filling the soil, the air and all, you have to compact the soil. Suppose you are making a railway network or railroads or railway tracks and you are providing an embankment. Okay, because ground level is somewhere here and if you wish to raise the ground level, okay, then you will be filling it with soil. So whenever you go for filling of soil, then you have to compact it. Otherwise, it may not be having the expected strength which you prefer. Okay. So during the construction of dams, because dam is also constructed by means of filling the soil. Suppose if you are constructing an earth dam, to retain water, you need it to be stable and strong enough. So there you will compaction and the construction of canal and the embankment construction. It may be either highway embankment or a railway embankment, or sometimes it may be even runway also. Okay. So wherever you fill the soil, there and all you have to compact it. Just remember this concept. And how to measure this compaction? For that, we will be going for standard Proctor test. So what could be the maximum density you can achieve for a given site? Suppose there is one site. So in that site, you should know how much amount of maximum density you can achieve with that soil. Okay, so how much amount of maximum compaction that could be done for that site? Because same amount of density cannot be achieved throughout the world. So each and every soil has its own maximum density. So appadi enta maximum density achieve cheyochu for a given soil. So for that sake, what you need to do is get the soil to the lab and find out its maximum dry density and how much amount of water is required to achieve that maximum dry density. Avi manam calculate cheyali. For that, we will be performing standard Proctor test. I hope all of you remember the test, final year students, and just let me recollect it. So for performing standard Proctor test, we generally gate point of view, you don't want the, no need to remember all the procedure. They will not be asking you to write it, but you need to know the specifications. So generally standard Proctor test, and also they will not be asking you the numbers, but you should be well aware of the procedure. I hope you understand. So you should know the concept. So generally, standard Proctor test is conducted with a mold of capacity 1000 cc or 1000 ml also I can say, and inside this mold you will be filling the soil in layers, right? And for compacting the soil, as I told you, just go to field, collect your desired soil, bring it back to the lab and keep it in oven or air dry it, pulverize it, break it into pieces and make it ready for your experiment. Okay, so for conducting the experiment you have taken 1000 cc mold. And for compacting the soil, you will be using a rammer of 2.6 kgs. Okay. So rammer endukante deen lopala soil fill chesin tarvata nenu compact cheyali kada, for that sake. And always you have to maintain a constant height of fall. Okay, constant height of fall is maintained as 310 mm or 31 centimeters. Okay, so why this constant height of fall is being maintained? So as to give same energy during compaction. So nu ever compact chesina same amount of energy ne ivvali. Okay, so nu chala paiki nunchi oka rod or oka hammer ni kindaki vestunnam, appudu emaidi you will be having very high impact. అదే దగ్గర నుంచి ఒక హ్యామర్ ని ఫ్లోర్ లో వేసేసి లెస్ ఇంపాక్ట్ విల్ బి దేర్ కదా. ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ని పై నుంచి వేయడానికి దగ్గర నుంచి వేయడానికి డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంది. ఓకే, సో whoever is compacting, same amount of energy has to be given to the soil for compaction. So that's for that sake they are maintaining the height of fall as constant 31 centimeter. And dia of your rammer will be 50 mm and the collar height. So above this mold a collar is being provided. Okay, and the collar height is somewhere around 60 mm. See, generally 1000 cc mold is provided, but if the particles which you are compacting inside the mold, when it is sieved through 4.75 mm sieve, so 4.75 mm sieve lo nunchi pass cheste, if more than 20% of the soil is retained, so nu 1 kg soil sieve chesavante, if 200 gram of soil is retained on this sieve, then you should not use the same 1000 cc mold. Why? In the sense, the mold size will be a hindrance for you. ఎందుకంటే పార్టికల్ సైజ్ చాలా పెద్దగా ఉంది. If more than 20% is retained means more amount of gravel size particles are there. So 4.75 లో retain అయితే అది gravel కదా. So more gravelly soil is there, then it will not be easy to compact inside your 1000 cc mold. So for compacting such kind of soil, you have to take a bigger mold whose capacity is 2250 ml or cubic centimeter. Okay, so కొంచెం పెద్ద సైజ్ మోల్డ్ తీసుకుంటే మీరు గ్రావెల్ పార్టికల్ యూస్ చేసి కాంపాక్ట్ చేసినా మీకు ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఇస్ యాజ్ పర్ కోడల్ ప్రొవిజన్. Then how to compact the soil? So how will you compact? So your oven dried pulverized soil will be taken. So to that soil general గా ఎంత తీసుకుంటారు, 2.5 to 3 kg of sample తీసుకుంటారు. So to that soil add 4% of water if your soil is a coarse grained soil. Okay, or if it is a fine grained soil, add 8% of water. Okay, it depends based on the experience. Some people start adding the water from 8% also for coarse grained soil itself. But as per a procedure, you should start adding water from 4%. Okay, for a fine grained soil, you have to start adding water from 8%. Okay, so after adding water, what you need to do? You have to thoroughly mix your 3 kg of soil with its water, whatever you have added, either 4% or 8%. So first oka tray తీసుకుంటారు. So tray lo soil untadi. So to that soil you will be adding water. So add water to it. So you will be adding water to it. So this is soil. Then you have to thoroughly mix it. Then divide it into 3 parts because you will be compacting the soil inside the mold in 3 layers. That's why divide this entire mixture into 3 parts. So mood part ka divide approximately 3 parts. So fill 1 part inside the mold, and then how many blows you are supposed to give? Do you remember? Huh?
55, ma'am.
55 కాదు 25 blows. So after filling each and every layer, so ఒక layer అయిపోయాక 25 blows ఇవ్వాలి. And second layer again 25 blows. Third layer ki malli 25 blows. So number of blows has to be maintained, and also height of wall has to be maintained. Okay. So while mixing the soil is in dry condition and you are suddenly adding water to it. So you have to give some time for maturity, so that all the water will get settled down with your soil. So maturity time entante half 15 minutes to half an hour ఇవ్వాలి. Then only you should start compacting. అప్పుడు ఏమంటే వాటర్ సాయిల్ రెండు మంచిగా మిక్స్ అయి ఉంటది. Okay. So compact the soil in 3 layers and give 25 blows on each layer. So as I told, so particle size పెద్దగా ఉంటే 2250 mole తీసుకుంటాము. So in that case, instead of compacting the soil in 3 layers, you have to compact it by means of 5 layers. So 5 layers lo compact cheyali, 56 blows ఇవ్వాలి ఒక్కొక్క layer. Okay. Once this procedure is done, what are you supposed to do? So general ga paika collar attach chesi untaru. So remove that collar, trim off the soil. So initially you might have measured the empty weight of the mold. So ఇప్పుడు ఏమైంది total mold లో soil ఉంది. So just go to your weighing balance and measure the weight. So first empty weight తెలుసు, ఇప్పుడు with soil తో weight తెలుసు. రెండు సబ్ట్రాక్ట్ చేస్తే మీకు ఎంత soil లోపల పట్టిందని క్యాల్కులేట్ చేయొచ్చా? హలో.
Yes, ma'am.
So you might have measured how much is the mass of soil compacted inside. So mass of soil తెలుస్తుంది. So దీంట్లో నుంచి how to calculate density? Once you know mass, what could you do for calculating density? So mass by volume generally gives you density. So నేను already చెప్పాను అది 1000 cc mold అని. So you already know the volume. So mass by volume gives you density. So this density is bulk density. Okay. So if you need to know the dry density, what you need to do? So you know formula. How to calculate dry density from bulk density? Hello. You remember first unit? Gamma is equal to, sorry, rho is equal to rho d into 1 plus W, kada? Or otherwise you might have studied like this. Gamma is equal to gamma d into 1 plus W. So here W is water content. Could you remember? So bulk density is equal to dry density into 1 plus water content. So how to calculate water content? Hello? You have already filled the mold with some soil, and that soil contains some water. But during compaction, you cannot claim that నేను యాడ్ చేసిన 8% వాటరే లోపల ఉంటుందని చెప్పలేము. So for that sake, what you need to do is take some amount of soil from the middle of the mold, keep it inside your hot air oven and get the soil dry. So మీరు అలా పెడితే మీకు వెట్ సాయిల్ వెయిట్ డ్రై సాయిల్ వెయిట్ అంతా తెలుస్తుంది కదమ్మా. So from that you can measure water content, because so weight of water divided by weight of solids into 100 gives you water content కదా. సో డ్రై సాయిల్ వెయిట్ వెట్ సాయిల్ వెయిట్ రెండు తెలుస్తుంది. సో దాంట్లో నుంచి సబ్ట్రాక్ట్ చేస్తే మీకు వాటర్ వెయిట్ వస్తుంది, and divided by dry soil weight into 100. So you will be measuring the water content. So once you know the water content, Hello. Do you able to see my screen?
Yes,
Hello.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
See, you might have measured the mass. So from the mass, density can be calculated by using the formula mass by volume. So once you have calculated bulk density, then you need dry density, because bulk density is a varying parameter. Dry density అనేది ఎప్పుడు కాన్స్టెంట్ గా ఉంటుంది. So I need to know how much is the dry density. అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి? Dry density is equal to bulk density divided by 1 plus W. నాకు 1 plus W లో W కావాలి. So how to get the W? You might have filled your mold with soil, right? And then you might have compacted it. So get some soil from the middle portion. So keep it inside the hot air oven and then dry the soil. So before keeping it in hot air oven, find out its weight. Okay, దాని ఏం weight అంటాము? Wet weight అంటాము. And then keep it in oven and take it out of oven and then measure its weight. So let it be dry weight. So once you subtract dry weight from wet weight, then what will you get? Weight of water. Kada? So weight of water you will get. So if you subtract these two, then you will get weight of water divided by weight of solids. So ఇది dry weight కదా, దీంట్లో కంటైనర్ తో weight ని మైనస్ చేస్తే మీకు weight of only solids తో weight వస్తుంది. So weight of water divided by weight of solids into 100 will give you water content. So ఈ water content ని ఫార్ములాలో సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తే corresponding dry density you will get. So as of now, how many trials are over? Only one single trial is over. In the same way, you have to keep on adding or keep on increasing the water content by 2%. Suppose నేను coarse grain soil తీసుకున్నాను. Initially, I started with 4%. Okay. And then add 2% of water, 2 to 3%. So ఇంకా ఒక 2% add చేస్తే 6% వస్తుంది. Then perform the same procedure. Fill the mold in 3 layers, trim off the soil, find out the weight, only dry weight calculate, bulk density calculate cheyandi, then keep it in oven. Okay, the same procedure is repeated for 6%, only 8% ki cheyali. Okay, and then for 10% ila cheskuntu velali. How long you are supposed to do this experiment? Hello? How long are you supposed to perform this experiment? ఇలాగే ఎంతసేపు వరకు చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళాలి? Suppose in the first trial, సో మీ మోల్డ్ వెయిట్ ఉంది, మోల్డ్ వెయిట్ ఒక 1 kg అని తీసుకుంటాం. మీరు ఫిల్ చేసిన సాయిల్ తో కలిపి మీకు 3.5 kgs వస్తుంది, 4 వస్తుంది. సో నెక్స్ట్ ట్రయల్ లో 3.58 వస్తుంది. దాని నెక్స్ట్ ట్రయల్ లో 3.6 వస్తుంది. దాని తర్వాత 3.62 వస్తుంది. దాని నెక్స్ట్ ట్రయల్ లో 3.58 వస్తుంది అనుకో. సో వాట్ హ్యాపెన్ టు యువర్ వెయిట్? మీరు మోల్డ్ లో సాయిల్ ఫిల్ చేశాక వెయిట్ చూస్తారు కదా, సో దాట్ వెయిట్ విల్ బి కీప్ ఆన్ డిక్రీసింగ్. సో ఆఫ్టర్ సమ్ పాయింట్ ద వెయిట్ it will be keep on increasing. After some point it decreases. Okay, so you should note down at what point it is decreasing. So after decrement you can go for one more trial. So endukante confirmation kosam, is it really decreasing? So next trial lo chestunar 3.54 ostundi. So 14% చేసేటప్పుడు then you can stop performing your experiment. Then సో ఆల్రెడీ ప్రతి ట్రయల్ అప్పుడు మీరు ఓవెన్ లో శాంపుల్ పెట్టి ఉంటారా, అప్పుడు ప్రతి ట్రయల్ అప్పుడు వాటర్ కంటెంట్ ఎంత అనే వస్తుంది. సో W1, W2, సో కరస్పాండింగ్ టు ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ ట్రయల్ యూ విల్ గెట్ వాటర్ కంటెంట్ సిన్స్ యూ హ్యావ్ కెప్ట్ సాయిల్ శాంపుల్ ఇన్సైడ్ ఓవెన్ at the end of each and every trial. Okay, so you know water content and you can easily calculate rho d. Okay, rho d formula use chesi each and every trial ki calculate cheskondi. Rho d1, rho d2. So dry density prati trial ki calculate chestam. Then what are you supposed to plot now? water content versus density, dry density ki curve plot cheyali. Okay, so some people instead of taking density, mass density, they may be using gamma d. So ఏదైనా తీసుకోవచ్చు. So either gamma d or rho d. So తీసుకొని ఏం చేయాలి? Just plot the graph. So as the water content increases, your density might also have increased up to certain point. So beyond that, if you keep on adding water, then your density decreases. So you have to find out this point where the soil has achieved maximum density. So this maximum density is represented as MDD, maximum dry density of your soil. And the water content corresponding to this maximum density is known as OMC, optimum moisture content. Optimum moisture content. Okay, so you have to see at what water content your soil has achieved the maximum dry density. Okay, so that is the ultimate aim of our experiment. So the given soil present at the field could achieve the maximum dry density of this much. Okay, సో అప్పుడు ఆ సైట్ లో మీరు ఒక ఎంబాంక్మెంట్ కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు అనుకోండి, లేదంటే ఆ సాయిల్ యూజ్ చేసుకుంటూ ఒక ఎంబాంక్మెంట్ కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు అనుకోండి. సో డ్యూరింగ్ compacting the soil of that embankment, you have to achieve this much amount of dry density. Could you understand? So that's the purpose of conducting standard Proctor test. How much amount of density a soil could achieve in the field by compaction. Actual గా మీరు ఇప్పుడు ల్యాబ్ లో ఇప్పుడు ఒక డెన్సిటీ సపోజ్ నీతో డ్రై డెన్సిటీ ఒకవేళ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 2.1 గ్రామ్ పర్ cc అని అచీవ్ చేస్తున్నారు అనుకో, ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ దాట్ ఈజీ టు అచీవ్ 2.1 గ్రామ్ పర్ cc ఇన్ ది ఫీల్డ్. ఇట్స్ రియలీ డిఫికల్ట్. సో హార్డ్లీ యూ కెన్ అచీవ్ 95% ఆఫ్ దిస్ డెన్సిటీ ఓన్లీ ఇన్ ది ఫీల్డ్. ఓకే, సమ్ టైమ్స్ ఈవెన్ మోర్ లెస్సర్ ఆల్సో. సో మీరు ఇక్కడ ఎంత అచీవ్ చేస్తున్నారో సేమ్ ఫీల్డ్ లో అచీవ్ చేయలేరు. ఓకే, సో ఐ గెస్ ఐ హ్యావ్ రీకలెక్టెడ్ దిస్ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ టు ఆల్. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, if you are generally having two kinds of soil, right? So coarse grained and fine grained soil. So which soil will be having the very high maximum dry density? Is it coarse grained or fine grained soil? Hello?
Fine.
See, just take
Yes.
one coarse grained soil and take one fine grained soil. So plot the compaction curve. So W ఇక్కడ తీసుకోండి, gamma D or rho D ఇక్కడ తీసుకోండి. So rho D or gamma D తీసుకొని just plot a OMC and MDD curve. So generally for coarse grained soil you can achieve more maximum dry density. సో ఈ MDD కోర్స్ గ్రెయిన్ సాయిల్ కి ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది, అండ్ దిస్ ఇస్ ఇట్స్ OMC. ఇది కోర్స్ గ్రెయిన్ సాయిల్ తక్కువ. whereas if you take the plot of OMC MDD curve for fine grain soil or compaction curve for fine grain soil, it might have shifted like this. So fine grain soil ki ikkada untadi. So what does it indicates? Maximum dry density తక్కువే అచీవ్ చేస్తాం ఫైన్ గ్రెయిన్ సాయిల్ కి, వేరస్ ఇట్ నీడ్స్ మోర్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ వాటర్. సో OMC ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది ఫైన్ గ్రెయిన్ సాయిల్, వేరస్ MDD ఇస్ లెస్సర్. సో ఇలాంటి గ్రాఫ్స్ మనం గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. సో దట్స్ మోర్ ఇంపార్టెంట్, నాట్ ది ప్రొసీజర్ అండ్ ఆల్. సో ఫ్రమ్ గేట్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూ యూ షుడ్ రిమెంబర్ సచ్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ గ్రాఫ్స్. సో ఒక కోర్స్ గ్రెయిన్ సాయిల్ కి OMC ఎలా ఉంటుంది, ఫైన్ గ్రెయిన్ సాయిల్ కి ఎలా ఉంటుంది. సో విచ్ విల్ బి హ్యావింగ్ మోర్ optimum moisture content, which needs which could achieve maximum dry density. అవి తెలుసుకోవాలి. Okay, so just make a note of it. Hello, shall we move further? So these procedures we have seen. Now modified Proctor test. So previously whatever we have discussed is standard Proctor test. Now we move on to modified Proctor test. So what is the purpose for going for a modified Proctor test? See, in the very beginning you guys told that compaction is generally performed during road construction. See, for compacting the soil during road construction, we will be using rollers. For all kind of soils and at all sites, people will not be using the similar rollers. So roller has to be changed based on the soil type. Suppose some heavy, and also if you need a greater degree of compaction, ఎక్కువ కాంపాక్ట్ చేయాలి అనుకుంటే you may be using heavyweight rollers. So if you do heavy compaction, then you must build this compaction curve by conducting modified Proctor test, not by standard Proctor test. So ఎప్పుడైతే హెవీ రోలర్ యూస్ చేస్తున్నారో అప్పుడు మాడిఫైడ్ Proctor test యూస్ చేస్తే మీరు OMC MDD ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయాలి. So when heavy rollers are used, we go for modified Proctor test. And what's the difference between standard Proctor and modified Proctor? The major difference is the compacting energy. So previous దాంట్లో యూస్ చేసిన ఎనర్జీ కన్నా ఇక్కడ 5 times హైయర్ ఎనర్జీ యూస్ చేస్తామంట. సో ప్రీవియస్ దాంట్లో యూస్ చేసిన ఎనర్జీ వాల్యూ ఎంత అంటే 570 kilojoules per meter cube. Whereas now we will be applying an energy of 2700 kilojoules per meter cube. And even in 1000 cc mold also you can conduct modified Proctor test, and also in 2250 cc also you can conduct modified Proctor test. So mold size totally depends on the particle size. Okay, so 4.75 mm lo retain ayyedi more than 20 unte 2250 cc mold use chestam. Okay, so it is not like a standard Proctor to small size mold use chestamu, modified Proctor to bigger size mold use chestam అని కాదు. So for both the test you can go with the same size mold. So size of the mold depends only on particle size. Okay, so in modified Proctor test I told you greater amount of energy is being applied. So greater energy applied in the sense you will be dividing the layers into 5 layers, whereas in the previous case for 1000 cc mold we have gone for 3 layers. అప్పుడు తక్కువ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బ్లోస్ ఇస్తాం. ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తున్నాం 5 layers 25 blows. So previous case the overall number of blows is only 75, whereas here the overall number of blows is 125. ఎందుకంటే 5 layer, each layer will be given 25 blows. And in previous case the hammer weight is lesser. Could you remember the hammer weight? Hello.
2.6 kgs now.
It is 2.6 kgs, whereas here almost or closer to twice I could say. So ikkada 4.89 kgs hammer use chestuన్నారు. So bigger the size of hammer, more amount of energy will be given, right? And the previous case we might have maintained a height of 31 centimeter. ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తున్నారంటే 45 centimeter height of blow తీసుకుంటున్నారు. Okay, so more energy will be given to your soil. Okay, so energy ఇక్కడ ఎలా చేస్తారంటే mgh potential energy calculate చేయొచ్చు కదా. So for a free floating object you can calculate using m into g into h, mass into gravity into height of fall. So mass is also increased, height of fall is also increased. And in case of 2250 cc mold, 5 layers with 56 blows. Okay, and you should remember few relationship between standard Proctor test and modified Proctor test. So this is more important for your 1 mark questions in GATE exams especially. So modified Proctor test also give a density which is less than that of theoretical dry density. So what is this theoretical dry density? See, in the first unit, you will be given with some formula for calculating dry density. Gamma D equal to G gamma W by 1 plus C. So if you measure void ratio and if you have measured specific gravity, then also you can calculate dry density. So whatever the dry density you have calculated using formulae, that is theoretical dry density. So even if you conduct a standard Proctor test or modified Proctor test, so formula nunchi calculate chesina dry density mana achieve cheyalemu. So whatever the density we could achieve is less than that of theoretical dry density. Okay. And in case of modified Proctor test, your OMC decreases and your maximum dry density increases compared to standard Proctor test. So same site. So మన college దగ్గర ఒక site అని తీసుకుంటాం. Suppose in the playground we have chosen a place and then we have collected soil from there. So for the same soil, conduct standard Proctor test as well as modified Proctor test. So for the same soil, you will get different compaction curve. ఎందుకంటే different energy supply చేస్తున్నాం. So you will get different compaction curve. So అప్పుడు రెండు కర్వ్ కి ఎలా రిలేషన్షిప్ ఉంటుంది. So you ask me to plot for the same soil, W is here and gamma D is taken here. See, if this is the curve which you got from standard Proctor test for the same soil, so ఇక్కడ ఉంది W అని తీసుకుంటాం. OMC value ఇక్కడ ఉంది and your MDD is over here. So how your modified Proctor curve? Modified Proctor ఎలా ఇస్తుంది? MDD ఏమో increase అయి ఉంటుందంట. Maximum dry density is increased whereas OMC decreases. So optimum moisture content decrease అయి ఉంటుంది. So your curve shift to left hand side. So ఇలా ఉంటుంది మీకు for the same soil. Okay. So it will be like this. May not be that steep. ఇది flat గానే ఉంటుంది. So ఇది ఏమంటే modified Proctor. So remember this graph also. So for the same soil, if you perform two tests, modified Proctor lo higher MDD achieve cheyochu at lower OMC itself. Okay, make a note of it. Because you are applying more energy. If you supply more energy, then with a less amount of water itself, the soil could be made more denser. Okay, ఎక్కువ ఎనర్జీ ఇస్తే ఈజీగా దాన్ని కాంపాక్ట్ చేసేయచ్చు కదా. ఓకే, and your line of optimum is parallel to zero air voids line. See, if you join these 2 points, so ఇక్కడ ఒక పాయింట్ ఉంది, ఇక్కడ ఒక పాయింట్ ఉంది. 1 minute, let me change the color. See, here a point is there, here a point is there. So if you change these 2 points, then this line is known as line of optimum. And another line is generally constructed, which is known as zero air voids line. So zero air voids line ante, it means that your percentage of air is 0 and your degree of saturation S is equal to 100%. So ila oka line construct cheyochu. So here you can take density and here you can take water content. Why? In the sense, throughout this experiment, your soil will be in saturated condition. So 100% saturation untadi. Okay. So this is your zero air voids line. So ఈ zero air voids line ki ఈ line of optimum rendu parallel గా ఉంటుందంట. So in another session we will see how to construct this blue color line. Okay, while solving a problem. And what are the major things you need to remember? For the same soil, modified Proctor, with modified Proctor, you can achieve greater density with lesser water content. Okay, and here also you cannot achieve the theoretical dry density, whatever you have calculated. And energy applied during modified Proctor test is 5 times greater than that of standard Proctor test. సో ఇలాంటి రిలేషన్షిప్స్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. అండ్ ఆల్వేస్ we go for modified Proctor test whenever in the field you use heavy rollers for compaction. ఎందుకు heavy rollers యూస్ చేస్తారు? ఫర్ బెటర్ కాంపాక్షన్, రైట్? సో ఎక్కడంతా యూస్ చేస్తారంటే సపోజ్ దే ఆర్ కన్స్ట్రక్టింగ్ రన్వేస్, ఓకే, దే కాంట్ టేక్ ఎ ఛాన్స్. సో అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారంటే మాక్సిమం కాంపాక్షన్ అచీవ్ చేయాలి. అప్పుడు రన్వే కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ అప్పుడు హెవీ రోలర్స్ యూస్ చేస్తారు. In those places and all, it's better to go for modified Proctor test. So this is just one single example. Now we'll see what are the factors that influence your compaction. First one is water. Now tell me, there is a dry soil and if I keep on increasing water during compaction, what happens? What happens to your density? Hello?
Decreases.
See, if you wish to remember this compaction, I'll give you a very simple example. So you can take any flour. So chapati flour, a flour aina తీసుకోండి, and it will be in a dry state, right? So if you will be keep on adding water to it. So అప్పుడు ఏమైంది? ఫస్ట్ సాయిల్ మొత్తం విడివిడిగా మీ ఫ్లోర్ అనేది మొత్తం విడివిడి ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, if you add very less amount of water and if you further increase the water, then you can mold it. And if you add further more water, then it will be in a harder state. And if you keep on adding water, what happens? పిండి మొత్తం fluid గా అయిపోయింది కదా. Same thing happens to soil also. So initially the density will be keep on increasing and after a certain point of time the density decreases. Okay, so that's a simple way to remember your compaction curve. So here also, up to optimum, your density increases with increase in water content. So could you remember the curve, OMC-MDT curve or compaction curve? So up to your optimum point, up to OMC, when you increase the water content, then the density increases. So beyond that, it decreases. So beyond optimum, density decreases with increase in water content. Okay. So next one is amount of compaction. I guess you people can address it better. You can take example of our standard Proctor test and modified Proctor test. So what happened when you increased the amount of compaction? Hello? Standard Proctor, modified Proctor lo amount of compaction ni నేను increase చేశాను. Then what happened to your OMC and MDT values? Hello?
OMC is decreased.
Very good. OMC has decreased when you increase the compaction energy. Then what happened to your dry density?
Increases.
Dry density increases. So that is what addressed here. So up to optimum moisture content, with increase in amount of compaction, OMC decreases with increase in MDT. See, up to an optimum point, this kind of phenomena happens. So beyond OMC, amount of compaction is not at all significant. So if you add more amount of water, so మీరు మీ డౌ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అయితే తీసుకోవచ్చు, యువర్ ఫ్లవర్ ఆర్ యువర్ చపాతీ డో, దాంట్లో వాటర్ యాడ్ చేసుకుంటూ ఉన్నారు, అది గట్టిగా అయింది. సో ఓఎంసీ కన్నా మరి ఎక్కువ వాటర్ యాడ్ చేసేసావు, దాని తర్వాత నువ్వు దాన్ని ఎంత కాంపాక్ట్ చేసినా యూ కెనాట్ బ్రింగ్ అ సాలిడ్ ఓవర్ ఇట్ కదా. సో డెన్సిటీ ఎలాగో తగ్గిపోయింది. సో దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ బీయింగ్ ఎంఫసైజ్డ్ ఓవర్ హియర్. సో బియాండ్ ఓఎంసీ the amount of compaction is not at all significant. Okay, because how much ever the energy you give, you cannot achieve good density. So your density keep on decreasing. And the next phenomena is type of soil. This one also we'll see in detail. Maximum dry density of coarse grain soil is greater than that of fine grain soil. I gave this example. So your coarse grain soil is there, your gravel, sand kind of soil is there, and also your silt, clay soil is also there. So generally for gravel and sand, you will get such a sharp OMC MDD curve. Okay, so here gamma D is there and the W is here. So for coarse grain soil, if your curve is like this, it is obvious that for fine grain soil, your maximum achievable dry density MDD is less. Okay, whereas its OMC will be very high. ఎందుకంటే ఫైన్ గ్రెయిన్ సాయిల్ లో వాయిడ్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటది. దే ఆర్ మైక్రో వాయిడ్స్, బట్ దెర్ ఆర్ మోర్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ వాయిడ్స్. ఓకే, ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఈవెన్ మైక్రో, అది చాలా నానో సైజ్ అని కూడా చెప్పొచ్చు. దెర్ ఆర్ వెరీ స్మాల్ సైజ్ వాయిడ్స్, బట్ మోర్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ వాయిడ్స్ ఆర్ దేర్. సో జనరలీ ఫర్ ఫైన్ గ్రెయిన్ సాయిల్ more amount of voids are there, so it consumes more water to get compacted. Okay, అందుకే OMC ఎక్కువ ఉంటది ఫైన్ గ్రెయిన్ సాయిల్ కంపేర్ టు యువర్ కోర్స్ గ్రెయిన్ సాయిల్. కోర్స్ గ్రెయిన్ సాయిల్ లో వాయిడ్స్ పెద్దగా ఉంటది, కానీ లెస్సర్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ వాయిడ్స్ బి దేర్. ఓకే, అండ్ one more thing you have to remember, even in coarse grain soil there are different types are there. So let me categorize it as well graded and poorly graded. Generally, well graded soil could achieve greater compaction. Well graded sand could achieve greater compaction compared to poorly graded sand. Endukani? What is well graded means? What is well graded?
Voids are less.
It's not voids are less. All size of particles are being present. So well graded ante anni size particles untadi. Okay, so from 4 suppose if it is a sand 4.75 నుంచి 75 mm నుంచి 75 microns వరకు ఉన్న అన్ని particles దాంట్లో present అయి ఉంటాయి. So what happened then if the particles are like this 4.75 mm particle అలా ఉంటే it might have created some void spaces. So in those void spaces the second greater particles, suppose 2.36 mm particles అంతా వచ్చి కూర్చుంటది. ఓకే, ఇవి క్రియేట్ చేసే వాయిడ్ లో 1.18 mm particles అంతా వచ్చి ఉంటది. సో they might have created some voids. In those voids even more lesser particles, suppose 600 micron particles వచ్చి కూర్చుంటాయి. So since all size of particles are being available, so voids created by the larger particles will be occupied by the smaller one. So ala mottam voids fill అవుతూ వస్తుంది. Okay, so because of such a scenario you can achieve greater compaction. Okay, so well graded ante anni particle size ఉండేదనే well graded అంటారు. So in well graded all particles are available, so while you do compaction they get adjusted and all the voids will be occupied. Okay, so appudu greater compaction deniki achieve cheyochu ante for well graded sand you can achieve greater compaction compared to poorly graded sand. Poorly graded means it is having only one kind of particle sizes. Okay, oka range of particles e untadi, anni particle sizes undavu. Okay, so oka range of particles e unne dani valla emaidante create aina voids alage undipoyindi. Okay, so those voids may not be occupied by smaller particles. Next size lo particle ledanuko aa void space alage untadi. Okay, so that you cannot achieve good compaction with poorly graded sand. Okay, and this one I have already told you that OMC of fine grain soil is greater than that of OMC of coarse grain soil. Okay, ide kada ekku undi. And method of compaction, this is also discussed already. You can do compaction by different methods. Okay, so previously we have seen with different energy levels, modified Proctor and standard Proctor, they are laboratory procedures. But in the field you can do compaction by different procedures. You can do kneading action. Kneading means totally mixing up the soil upside down. Okay, or totally rotating the soil upside down. Kneading ane term eppudu ekkuva use chestaru. Have you ever heard of this term kneading? Cooking lo use chestaru. Okay, so mixing of dough ni kneading action ani cheptaru. Okay, the same kneading action will happen while compacting soil also. Okay, especially fine grained soil ని కాంపాక్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు రోలర్స్ కి మధ్యలో kneading action అనేది జరిగింది. Okay, so thoroughly mixing it from top layer to the bottom. Okay, so అలాంటి kneading action తో కాంపాక్ట్ చేయొచ్చు, or else you can compact the soil by dynamic load or by static compaction also you can perform. So dynamic compaction ante by vibrating, static compaction ante by dropping heavy weights. So you can do compaction by these procedures. Okay, so if the method of compaction varies, whatever the compaction curve you are achieving, that one also varies. Okay, so మీరు soil ని lab లో ఎలా ఏ method తో compact చేస్తారు? By means of static method. ఓకే, సో మీరు కాంక్రీట్ ల్యాబ్కి వెళ్ళారనుకో, అప్పుడు కాంక్రీట్ ని మోల్ లో పెట్టి ఎలా కాంపాక్ట్ చేస్తారు? బై వైబ్రేషన్. ఓకే, సో వైబ్రేషన్ అంటే రిపీటెడ్ లోడింగ్ ఉంటుంది. స్టాటిక్ అంటే ఒకసారి లోడ్ వేసిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ దర్ విల్ బి డిఫినెట్ ఇంటర్వెల్, మళ్ళీ రీలోడ్ చేస్తారు. ఓకే, సో వెరాజ్ ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ వైబ్రేషన్ దర్ విల్ బి రిపీటెడ్ లోడింగ్ యాక్షన్. ఓకే, దాని డైనమిక్ కాంపాక్షన్ అంటారు. సో యూ కెన్ డూ కాంపాక్షన్ బై డిఫరెంట్ మెథడ్స్, and different method has its own compaction curves. And then by adding admixtures. So generally to get better compaction, because at all the sites you cannot achieve your desired density or desired strength. So to improve the property of soil, we add some admixtures to it. So when you add some admixtures, that actually increases density. Okay, so either by physical means or by some chemical bonding. Okay, so ఇప్పుడు శాండ్ ఉందనుకో, శాండ్ లో ఏమైనా అడ్మిక్చర్ యాడ్ చేశారంటే, సో ఇట్ మైట్ బి హ్యావింగ్ సమ్ వాయిస్. సో చాలా పార్టికల్స్ అన్ని వచ్చి కూర్చుంటది. సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ ద శాండ్ ఇస్ పువర్లీ గ్రేడెడ్, ఇట్ మే బి హ్యావింగ్ సమ్ వాయిస్ లెఫ్ట్ యాసిడ్. సో దాంట్లో కొంచెం ఫైన్స్ యాడ్ చేశారంటే యూ కెన్ అచీవ్ మాక్సిమం డెన్సిటీ. రైట్, సో బై యాడింగ్ సమ్ అడ్మిక్చర్స్ యూ కెన్ అచీవ్ good density by physical means. Sometimes by chemical action also you can achieve good density. Okay, so admixture add chesavante obvious ga compaction improve ayyidi. So lime, cement, bitumen or different admixture used for improving compaction characteristics of soil. Okay, so next we will see what are the engineering behavior of compacted soil. Okay, so ఒక కాంపాక్ట్ చేసిన సాయిల్ ఎలా బిహేవ్ చేస్తుంది? So here I need to emphasize you that instead of calling it as engineering behavior of compacted soil, I can tell you, suppose if you add water to your soil, so ఇప్పుడు OMC మీరు తీసుకున్న సాయిల్ కి 16% అనుకోండి. So in the field they may not be adding the water 16% to achieve maximum density. So ఏం చేస్తారంటే either they may be adding the water content lesser than 16% or greater than 16%. సో దీనికన్నా తక్కువ యాడ్ చేయడం బెస్టా, ఎక్కువ యాడ్ చేయడం బెస్టా? హలో, see in the lab you conducted standard Proctor test and you reported that OMC of your soil as 16%. So in the field will you recommend adding lesser than OMC or greater than OMC?
Lesser than OMC.
Why? See, your curve is like this. Your water content is there. So this indicates 16%. So ఇక్కడ యాడ్ చేస్తారా, ఈ ప్లేస్ లో యాడ్ చేస్తారా? So they may not be adding the exact 16%. So generally people prefer dry of optimum. ఇది డ్రై సైడ్ ఆఫ్ ఆప్టిమమ్ అంటారు, దీని వెట్ సైడ్ ఆఫ్ ఆప్టిమమ్ అంటారు. Okay, so generally people perform compaction at the dry side of the optimum. In few places people go for wet of optimum compaction also. Okay, so optimum కన్నా తక్కువ వాటర్ కంటెంట్ యాడ్ చేస్తే ఇది డ్రై ఆఫ్ ఆప్టిమమ్, ఎక్కువ వాటర్ కంటెంట్ యాడ్ చేస్తే వెట్ ఆఫ్ ఆప్టిమమ్. Okay, so now we will see one parameter after the other. So soil structure, permeability, swelling, pore water pressure, shrinkage, compressibility, shear strain and shear strength. So these all parameters vary for your compacted soil based on either you have performed compaction on dry side of optimum or wet side of optimum. Okay. So now we'll see one after the other. Right. So first one is soil structure. See, always remember this compaction curve. So here your OMC is there. See, here there is very less amount of water is there. So how your soil structure will be? So మీరు కాంపాక్ట్ చేసిన సాయిల్ ని మైక్రోస్కోప్ లో పెట్టి చూసారంటే యువర్ సాయిల్ విల్ బి హ్యావింగ్ ఫ్లాకులేటెడ్ స్ట్రక్చర్. సో ఫ్లాకులేటెడ్ అంటే ఏంటంటే సాయిల్ గ్రెయిన్స్ ఒక యూనిఫామ్ గా లేకుండా ర్యాండమ్ గా అరేంజ్ అయి ఉంటాయి. సో దిస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ స్ట్రక్చర్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ ఫ్లాకులేటెడ్. Whereas if you have added water more than your optimum moisture content, then your soil will be having dispersed structure. Okay, so this thing you need to remember. So on the dry side you will be having flocculated structure, and on the wet side you will be having a dispersed structure. So ఇది flocculated dispersed గా ఉన్న దాని వల్ల మీకు ఏం ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది? Hello. Then because of this flocculated and dispersed structure, its all property will get differed. So permeability, comparing to permeability, so first one is permeability. See how the permeability of soil at the wet of optimum and how the permeability of soil at the dry of optimum. So here at this level it is at in a minimum stage because ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ maximum density ఉంది, అప్పుడు ఇక్కడ minimum ఉంటుంది permeability. Okay, so your permeability is minimum, so your K value is minimum at this position. So ఈ సైడ్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది, ఈ సైడ్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది?
Side maximum ఉంటుంది.
Wet side maximum untadi because here the soil is having dispersed structure. So here the permeability is high, whereas on the dry side of optimum your permeability is low. Okay, so the next parameter is swelling. So what happens to swelling if you compact the soil on the dry side of the optimum? So when you compact the soil on the dry side of the optimum, so your swelling increases or decreases? Soil is in a very dry state. Okay, when you compact the soil at the dry side of optimum, then it swells more. Okay, so swelling dry side of optimum ki ekku untadi, whereas wet side of optimum ki takku untadi. Okay, because it already contains water. So during compaction itself, the soil had some water. So swelling ekkada ekku untadante dry of optimum lo compact chesina soil ke ekku untadi swelling. Okay, so next phenomena is pore water pressure. So pore water pressure ela untadi? Pore water pressure is always less on the dry of optimum side. So pore water pressure ee side less untadi compared to your wet side. Okay, so pore water pressure is always less when you compact the soil at the dry side of optimum. Enduku pore water pressure enduku takku untadi? Because you have taken only less water. So water less ga unte obvious ga pressure kuda less gaane kada untadi. So pore water pressure is less on the dry of optimum. So ikkada dry of optimum e gurtu pettukondi. So is it lesser or greater? So swelling increases. Permeability lesser. Pore water pressure is also less. So what happened to shrinkage? So A side compact చేసిన soil ki ఎక్కువ shrinkage untadi. See, there is a soil, you have added more water and then it got dried. Dawn structure ela untadi. You have added less water and the water got dried. So ikkada less water add cheskunnaru. Okay. So you have added less water to the soil and here you have added more water. Both the soil got dried up. So where the shrinkage will be more? ఎక్కడ ఎక్కువ shrinkage కనపడుతుంది? ఎక్కువ వాటర్ యాడ్ చేసి డ్రై చేసిన దానిక, తక్కువ వాటర్ యాడ్ చేసి డ్రై చేసిన దానిక? ఎక్కువ వాటర్ యాడ్ చేస్తే ఎక్కువ shrinkage ఉంటుంది, ఎందుకంటే చాలా వాటర్ పోయిద్ది. అప్పుడు దీంట్లో చాలా క్రాక్స్ ఉంటది కదా సర్ఫేస్ లో. సో cracks will be more if you have added more water to the soil. Okay, so shrinkage will be more in case of wet of optimum. అప్పుడు డ్రై కి మనం రాస్తున్నాం కదా, సో డ్రై కి చూసామంటే less shrinkage will be there. Okay, so whereas for wet soil, if all the water evaporates, it leaves more amount of shrinkage cracks on the surface. Okay, so shrinkage ఎప్పుడు ఎక్కువ ఉంటదంటే wet of optimum కి కాంపాక్ట్ చేసిన soil. Next one is compressibility. Always remember compressibility in case of dispersed soil. So దీనికి ఎక్కువ compressibility ఉంటదా, దీనికి ఎక్కువ compressibility ఉంటదా? You just imagine a structure like this and you imagine a structure like this. So దీని ఎక్కువ compress చేయొచ్చా, దీని ఎక్కువ compress చేయొచ్చా? You just imagine a bundle. Dispersed ఎక్కువ కాంపాక్ట్ చేయొచ్చా, ఫ్లాకులేటెడ్ ని ఎక్కువ కంప్రెస్ చేయొచ్చా?
Dispersed.
Very good. So compressibility will be more for dispersed structure. Okay, అప్పుడు wet of optimum కి ఎక్కువ ఉంటది, డ్రై కి తక్కువ ఉంటది. So dry, when you compact at the dry side of optimum, then compressibility will be very less. Okay, then shear strain. So shear strain ఎలా ఉంటది? See, shear strain also, shear strain is more in case of dry of optimum compaction. So ఒక సాయిల్ ఉంది, ఆ సాయిల్ ని నువ్వు డ్రై ఆఫ్ ఆప్టిమమ్ సైడ్ కాంపాక్ట్ చేసి ఉన్నావంటే, సో దానికి షియర్ స్ట్రెయిన్ ఎలా ఉంటదంటే ఎక్కువ ఉంటది. ఓకే, కంపేర్ టు యువర్ వెట్ ఆఫ్ ఆప్టిమమ్. అండ్ కమింగ్ టు యువర్ షియర్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ జనరలీ అట్ లో స్ట్రెయిన్ రేంజ్. సో లో స్ట్రెయిన్ రేంజ్ అంటే నువ్వు తక్కువ లోడే అప్లై చేస్తున్నావు అనుకో మొబిలైజ్ చేయడానికి. సో లో స్ట్రెయిన్ రేంజ్ లో shear strength of dry is always greater than shear strength of wet soil. Okay, so dry soil ke ఎక్కువ shear strength untadi compared to your wet soil at low strain range, whereas at large strain range. So low strain range అంటే మామూలుగా ఒక బిల్డింగ్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ అలాంటప్పుడు అంటే సాయిల్ లో పడే లోడ్ లో తక్కువ డిఫార్మేషన్ వస్తుంది, దాన్ని లో స్ట్రెయిన్ రేంజ్ అంటాం. Whereas if any explosion happens or during earthquake, appadanta soil lo large loads padiddi. So during large strain, no dry of optimum la compact chesna, wet of optimum la compact chesna, soil ki same shear strength e untadi. Okay, so no ela strain range maintain chestunnava anedi kuda matters. See, always remember in soil mechanics lab, all the equipments are strain controlled equipment, because you are applying a very small load to soil. Okay, in that scenario controlling load is difficult, so we always go for strain controlled equipments. Whereas if you go to SM lab where your concrete and steel are being tested, there all the equipments are stress controlled equipment, because you will be applying very high loads for concrete and steel. Whereas soil mechanics lab lo takku load apply chestaru, so all the apparatus are strain controlled apparatus. So low strain range lo shear strength of soil compacted at dry of optimum is greater than shear strength of soil compacted at wet of optimum. So large strain range lo chuste rendu same gaane untayi. Okay, so that is what regarding the engineering behavior of your compacted soil. Okay, shall we move on to the next topic? Hello.
Ma'am, shear strain dry kettle kuntayi, optimum kettle kuntadi. Ardham.
So see, for that actually you have to plot. You just perform direct shear test. So direct shear test perform chesin tarvata you just take the graph. 1 minute. See what I told you. Shear strain of dry soil is greater than that of shear strain of wet soil. Okay, so you just take your direct shear mold and then fill the soil with a sample at dry of optimum compaction and with another soil at wet of optimum compaction. Okay, so rendu OMC rendu water content lo teeskondi, dry of optimum, wet of optimum, and people conducted experiment and they the shear strain for dry of optimum was very steep, whereas for wet of optimum it is almost flat. Okay, so ఈ స్ట్రెస్ వర్సెస్ స్ట్రెయిన్ గ్రాఫ్ లో ప్లాట్ చేసేటప్పుడు కూడా దీనికే ఎక్కువ స్ట్రెయిన్ వచ్చిందంట, whereas this is experimentally being proven ma. Okay, why in the sense డ్రై ఆఫ్ ఆప్టిమమ్ లో వచ్చేటప్పుడు మీకు సాయిల్ చాలా బ్రిటిల్ గా ఉంటది డ్రై కండిషన్ లో ఉన్నప్పుడు. సో డ్రై ఆఫ్ ఆప్టిమమ్ లో బ్రిటిల్ ఫెయిలియర్ జరిగింది, whereas in case of wet of optimum more amount of water is there to provide lubrication. Okay, so because of this lubrication in case of wet of optimum compaction plastic failure happens. Okay, so ikkada soil chala brittle ga untadi, so it will be having large strains. Okay, ikkada water excess ga unne dan valla some amount of lubrication happens and your failure is totally plastic in nature. So am I cleared your doubt? Emma,
Yes, ma'am.
ikkada plastic failure jarigindi endukante water excess water valla, whereas here the failure is brittle. Okay, so this is your stress strain curve. This is dry and this is for your wet soil. Okay, shall we move on to the next topic? Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
I think we could complete up to compaction. So consolidation, shall I take an extra session?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Because this is the entire unit, whatever the topic I'm giving you is the entire unit in your syllabus, in your regular semester syllabus. So everything is being covered in 2 hours. Okay, so for consolidation we will take another session, that will be better. So field compaction equipments. In the very beginning you guys told that in field we will be doing compaction in road construction. So during road construction or embankment construction, different kinds of equipments are used for compacting the soil. Okay, so first kind of equipment is tampers. So tampers means it is a rod with a plate attached to it at the end, and this kind of tampers are used for compacting the soil at confined places. So కొన్ని places లో కాంపాక్ట్ చేయడం చాలా ఇబ్బందిగా ఉంటది. Okay, so in those places you cannot run the rollers. General గా rollers వేస్తారు. Suppose if there is one pillar and there is a very less amount of space is available. Okay, so ground లో చూసారంటే So if here one pillar kind of construction is there and only up to here another building is there. So ikkada మీరు ఒక vehicle ని అంత పంపించి కాంపాక్ట్ చేయలేరు. So in those kind of confined places, if you wish to perform compaction, ఇది normal road అంటే no problem. So ఇక్కడ ఒక pillar arch ఏమో ఉందనుకో. So in normal places, you can simply run the vehicle and do the compaction. Whereas in such kind of confined places where your vehicle cannot maneuver, in those places you can use that tamper for compacting. So I have kept the images of tamper in the forthcoming slides. And these tampers are used for compacting all kind of soil. But the thing is, it gives very low output because a plate attached to a rod is being used. So how long you need to perform compaction to complete the entire road stretch? So it gives very less output, but it can be used in such confined places. Okay. A block of iron or a stone is attached to a wooden rod, and generally the weight of that block will be around 3 to 5 kgs. And a drop height is maintained as 0.3 meter. So what is the significance of 0.3 meter? ఎందుకు 0.5 లేదు 1 meter లేదు why 0.3 meter? What's the significance of 0.3 meter? See, all our construction practices, most of the construction practices I could say are being imported. Okay. So in foreign countries, they follow FPS system. So FPS system lo 1 feet all height of all maintain chesarante. If I convert it into metric system, then how much 1 feet is equal to? Around 30 centimeter kada. Am I right? Andike 0.3 meter pettukunnam. So maybe there they might have maintained the height of all as 1 feet. So when we convert it to SI system, then it is 0.3 meters. In some places, you can even go for mechanical rammer for compaction. So mechanical rammers may be as high as 30 kg to 100 kg weight. And sometimes they even use 1000 kg weight also. So next type of compacting equipment is rollers. So road rollers, I could say. And what are the factors that influences the performance of rollers? So how many number of times you are doing or passing through the pavement? So that matters. And also how way your vehicle is. Okay, or how heavy your vehicle is. So my vehicle chala heavy ka unte, it gives better compaction. So vehicle to weight matters, number of passes matters, and what is the thickness of each and every layer you are maintaining. Suppose మీరు subgrade 1 meter maintain చేస్తున్నారంటే 1 meter subgrade ని అట్ట stretch లో ఎవరు కాంపాక్ట్ చేయరు. So they will be dividing that subgrade into layers and then they will be giving passes to each and every layers. So thickness of each and every layer also matter. So when you reduce the thickness, then you can achieve better compaction. Okay. And also contact pressure. So contact pressure means how much amount of load is being propagated through your roller's contact area. So me roller ila undanukondi. Suppose this is your roller. So from here, how much amount of pressure is being distributed? So if this is wheel or your tire, whatever. So ఈ roller లో నుంచి ఎంత contact pressure వస్తుంది. Okay. So weight coming from this wheel divided by area of contact. So that contact pressure increases, then compaction increases. That's why they are going for wider wheels. మన vehicle కంతా చూస్తే narrow wheel ఉంటది, కానీ road roller కు చూస్తే wide wheels ఉంటది. So as to get more amount of contact pressure. Okay, and number of passes. I told you, right? So how many number of times you are moving the vehicle along your pavement surface also matters. Okay, generally the number of passes are maintained as 5 to 15 passes. So beyond that, since you have vehicle and if you have time, if you keep on compacting it, there is no use. Okay, so generally number of passes are maintained as 5 to 15 passes. Beyond that, it has no effect. And then compaction increases with decrease in layer thickness. So I told you, right, if subgrade is there and if it is a 1 meter subgrade, you cannot compact it in one go. So you will be dividing it into number of layers. So how much amount, what is the thickness that has to be maintained for each and every layer matters. So optimum amount of thickness is 15 centimeter. So just lay each layer as 15 centimeter thickness. So 15 centimeter ki first soil fill cheyandi. Then run your roller above it for 5 to 15 passes. దాని తర్వాత సెకండ్ లేయర్, దాని తర్వాత థర్డ్ లేయర్, అలా కాంపాక్ట్ చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళాలి. ఓకే, speed of the roller has to be adjusted so as to achieve maximum compaction. Okay, so మీ వెహికల్ చాలా ఫాస్ట్ గానే వెళ్ళకూడదు, చాలా స్లో గానే వెళ్ళకూడదు. So you have to optimize its speed also based on your pavement condition. Okay, so now we'll see what are the different types of rollers. First one is smooth wheel roller. Next one is pneumatic tired roller. The last one is sheep foot roller. See this, in this compaction, lots of theory are there, and one most expected question from this compaction topic is this roller type. Match the following la adugutar. So for which kind of soil, what type of roller is used. So even in field also, that is more important, right? So when you visit a site, you have to suggest your client a rollers used cheyali ani. Okay, so this is more important. So for what is the kind of soil present in the site and what kind of roller is being preferred. Okay, out of these three, or what kind of compaction method is preferred. So first one is smooth wheeled roller, next is pneumatic tired roller, and the other one is sheep foot roller. Let us see one after that. First one is smooth wheeled roller. These rollers are generally used for cohesion less soil. Coarse grain soil ke use chestam, not for fine grain soil. And they are generally used at the end of any day's work. So morning నుంచి ఈవినింగ్ వరకు ఒక వర్క్ జరుగుతుందంటే ఆ క్లోజింగ్ టైం లేదంటే ఆ సీలింగ్ ఎఫెక్ట్ కి ఈ స్మూత్ వీల్డ్ రోలర్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తారు. ఓకే, నాట్ ఫర్ ఇనిషియల్ స్టేజ్ ఆఫ్ కాంపాక్షన్. సో ఫైనల్ గా ఫినిషింగ్ టచ్ ఇచ్చేటప్పుడు ఈ స్మూత్ వీల్ రోలర్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తారు. And these rollers are generally 2 to 15 tons capacity, and they are not effective for deeper layers. So only top layer lane then the compaction action untadi, so not at the deeper levels. And I mentioned you, it is used for finishing operations. Next type of roller is pneumatic tire roller. What is the word pneumatic means? Pneumatic
Study
pressure,
of
gases or air, I can say. So here the tires which are inflated or which are filled up with air or any gas is being used for compaction. General ga air fill chestaru. And these pneumatic tired rollers gives kneading action. So kneading action means almost compacting the soil from top to bottom and bottom to top approach. Okay, so ఒక kneading action అనేది వస్తది. So mixing entirely. And here compressed air is used for inflating the tires of the roller, and inflation pressure. So tire లోపల air pressure ఉంటది కదా, so that is being maintained as 200 to 1000 kPa. And the weight of these rollers are 5 to 200 tons. So last time used చేసిన roller తో weight it is very less, so it is less than 5 tons. Whereas here 5 to 200 tons rollers used చేస్తారు, they are quite heavy. And if you wish to increase the roller's weight, what they do is they provide a box at the top of roller, and that box can be filled up with ballast. Ballast means stones. So crushed stones you can fill inside the box so as to increase the weight of roller. So if a heavy vehicle is moving on your pavement, then you can get better compaction. And these rollers are generally provided with 9 to 11 wheels on 2 axles. And these pneumatic rollers are effective both for cohesionless as well as cohesive soil. So this has to be noted. So previously దేనికి use చేస్తాం smooth wheel roller? Only for cohesionless soil, that too for smaller thicknesses. Whereas this one is used for both cohesionless as well as cohesive soil. And here you have to maintain layer thickness as 15 centimeter for light compaction, and for heavy compaction you can go up to 30 centimeter layer thickness. Next type of roller is sheep foot roller. So here the rollers are provided with some projections. So ila projections untadi, rollers will be having some projection so as to resemble just like a sheep foot. Sheep the foot ilage kada untadi at the bottom place. So such kind of projections are provided throughout the rollers, and this kind of rollers are used for cohesive soils. Okay, so we'll see one after the other parameter. Here compaction is achieved by both kneading action as well as by damping. So damping ante vibration. So vibration jarigidi oka kneading action kuda istundi. Okay, and a heavy weight, if you use heavy weight, then there are chances that wheels of the roller may sink into the soil. ఎందుకంటే జనరల్ గా షీప్ ఫుట్ రోలర్స్ కోహెసివ్ సాయిల్ లోనే యూజ్ చేస్తాం. సో కోహెసివ్ సాయిల్ కి సాయిల్ మీద ఇలాంటి రోలర్స్ పెట్టామంటే, అది కూడా హెవీ వెయిట్ వెహికల్స్ పెట్టామంటే, సో దేర్ ఆర్ ఛాన్సెస్ దట్ దే మే సింక్ ఇన్ టు ద సాయిల్. ఓకే, సో అది మనం అవాయిడ్ చేసుకోవాలి. అకార్డింగ్లీ వీ హ్యావ్ టు ఫిక్స్ ది వెయిట్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ వెహికల్. And it's used for cohesive soil, and compaction starts from the roller layer because these projections will penetrate the bottom soil layer and they bring those soil to the top surface. So just imagine this roller, this wheel is being rotating on the field. So the first change chestadante kindakuన్న soil layer ni paika తీసుకుంటది. Okay, and then it compacts the middle layer. So second pass appudu middle layer compact chesidi, then the top layer is being compacted. So దీనే ఏం చెప్తారంటే వాకింగ్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ రోలర్ అని చెప్తారు. సో కాంపాక్షన్ స్టార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ లోయర్ లేయర్ టు అప్పర్ టాప్ లేయర్. ఓకే, సో జస్ట్ లైక్ అ నీడింగ్ యాక్షన్. అండ్ థిక్నెస్ ఆఫ్ ద లేయర్ ఎంత మెయింటైన్ చేయాలంటే, ఎప్పుడు కాంపాక్ట్ చేసే లేయర్ తో థిక్నెస్ ఎంత మెయింటైన్ చేయాలంటే, ఈ ప్రొజెక్షన్ లెంత్ ప్లస్ ఒక 5 centimeter కన్నా తక్కువ. Suppose this projection is somewhere around 10 centimeter ante 10 centimeter plus 5, 15 centimeter kana takkone layer thickness maintain cheyali. Then only you can achieve better compaction. So vibratory compactor. So always whenever you go for vibration, that suits only for cohesionless soil, because cohesive soils, how much ever the vibration you are giving, you cannot achieve any compaction at all. So generally for cohesionless soil, that too for larger thickness, we go for vibratory compactors. So smaller thickness unte em use chestamma, lesser thickness ki, for lesser thickness, that too cohesionless soil, which is preferred? Smooth wheeled roller, right? See here, there will be very less number of rollers and compacting equipment. Just make a open a tabular column, then list out all the equipments and list out the type of soil, right? And then compare it. So that is most frequently asked question in GATE, because from compaction generally 1 mark questions are asked. Okay, so just make a table and then compare ఏ soil ki em rollers use chestarani. And for compacting granular soil up to a depth of 1 meter, you can use vibratory compactor. And there are some hand operated vibrating compactors are also there, which is used in case of runways and highways. And layer thickness is maintained as 30 centimeter here. And these vibrating compactor gives very high maximum density in granular solids. Okay. And some other methods of compactions are also there, like vibro floating method, TerraPop method, and compaction by pounding technique and explosion. So this is to be noted. So when you do blasting, huge amount of vibration is generated on the field. అప్పుడు ఏమైందంటే సాయిల్ మొత్తం కాంపాక్ట్ అయిపోయింది. Okay, so what people do is they bury some calculated quantity of explosives underneath the soil. So explosive ni bury చేసి పెట్టి then they trigger this explosives. So అప్పుడు ఏమైందంటే vibrations ఇక్కడంతా generate అయింది. So that vibration will compact the soil. So settlement జరిగిద్ది, so you can achieve compaction. Okay, and pre-compression is also a method of compaction. It means that before constructing the structure itself, you will be applying the same amount of load on the soil. Okay, so actual load రాకుండా నువ్వే ముందే కాంపాక్ట్ ఆ లోడ్ అప్లై చేస్తున్నావు. Then what happens? All the settlement will happen before construction itself. Okay, and you can even go for compaction piles. What is compaction control? See, in a field, some kind of compaction activities are going on. So as a site engineer or as a quality engineer, what are you supposed to do? So ఒక site లో compaction జరుగుతుంది. Suppose an embankment is being constructed. Okay, so actual గా ఈ embankment height ఇంత. Suppose this is your embankment's height and day 1 కి ఇంత height లో embankment construct చేశారు. So as a site engineer, what are you supposed to do? So you may be going to the site or day 1 or day X ఎన్నో రోజు తర్వాత అక్కడికి వెళ్తున్నారు. Then you have to do core cutter test or sand replacement technique and then ensure how much amount of density are they maintaining by compaction. Okay, so నువ్వు ఏం చేయాలంటే డెన్సిటీ మెషర్ చేయాలి, సో డ్రై డెన్సిటీ మెషర్ చేయాలి, and also you have to measure the water content. Okay, so have they achieved whatever the OMC MDD that you have calculated in your laboratory or what? You need to ensure that. Okay, ఎక్కడైనా కాంపాక్షన్ జరిగితే అక్కడ కోర్ కట్టర్ or sand replacement test is being performed so as to ensure density. And water content, we will not be going for oven method, hot air oven method. Why? In the sense, hot air oven method takes 24 hours. So నువ్వు sample ని తీసుకొచ్చి ల్యాబ్ లో పెట్టి మళ్ళీ టెస్ట్ చేసి 24 hours తర్వాత వాల్యూ రిపోర్ట్ చేసేది, it's not that good. So people will go for some quick techniques, just like sand bath method, alcohol method, calcium carbide method, nuclear methods. So those are few field method for measuring the water content. So water content ని field లోనే measure చేయాలంటే ఈ టెక్నిక్స్ ఏమైనా ఫాలో అవ్వచ్చు. Okay, so they readily measure the water content in the field itself. Okay, so once you know the bulk density by performing these experiments, they can simply calculate dry density by dividing bulk density with 1 plus W. కదా, సో అప్పుడు ఏమైంది, ఒకే రోజులోనే ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ మొత్తం అయిపోయింది. Okay, why? In the sense, if you delay your results, within that time itself height of construction might be increasing. So వాళ్ళ poor quality తినో మళ్ళీ కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేయడానికి ఛాన్సెస్ ఉంది. Okay, so to have a faster control, your experiment must also be in a faster fashion. Okay. Some places they even go for Proctor needle for finding out the density. Okay, but this Proctor needle is generally preferable for fine grained soil and they are nowhere useful for gravels or coarse grained soil. ఎందుకంటే Proctor needle fine grained soil లోనే ఈజీగా పెనట్రేట్ అయింది. It is not that suitable for percussionless or gravelly soil. Okay, so I told you many equipments. Just See, this is the tamper I told you, right? So ఒక wooden rod కింద iron plate you fix చేసి ఉంటారు. So this is hand operated one, the left hand side is, and this is the mechanical tamper. This is sheep foot, I'm sorry, this is actually smooth wheel roller. Okay, so you can see smooth wheel to it. And this is pneumatic tired roller. Okay, sorry, previous one is, let me correct it. This is smooth wheel roller. This is smooth wheel roller. ఇది కామన్ గా మీరు సైట్ లో చూడొచ్చు. Wherever the road is being constructed, this roller is being used. This is pneumatic rollers where inflated tires are being used. And this is sheep foot roller. You can observe here some projections are on the surface of your wheels. Could you see? ఈ projections ఏ మీకు kneading action ఇస్తుంది. Okay, so when you run such a roller on the field, then you will get better compaction. Okay, and you can see that the site is possessing cohesive soil. Okay, so for cohesive soil, sheep foot rollers are used. Fine. Shall we continue tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.